Welcome to Tech Talk, y'all.
Hello, and welcome to Tech Talk, y'all, episode 432. I'm Sanjay Parekh.
And I'm Adam Walker, and we're recording 2 days late, but that's okay. And we have a lot to throw at you, and a lot of AI, and a lot of crazy. So
We had a lot of craziness happen last week, so that's why we didn't record. Also, by the way, I just realized the episode number, it's the reverse of 234 in numerical sequence. So it's 432. One is missing.
0.
Imagine if and when, I don't think we'll ever get to episode 4,321, but that would be a lot of episodes.
That would be, honestly, episode 1,234 would be pretty great. So,
That's true, too.
If we're being real. So,
yeah,
all right, listen.
3 times as long as what we've done so far.
Yeah, we'll keep it rolling.
So
It'll
like
be great.
16 more years.
We're gonna be like in our 70s and like, welcome to Tech Talk, y'all. I don't know why my voice is gonna change like that by then, but
why did you become one of those two guys in the Muppets up in the?
That was your voice. Actually, that's us. We're the guys in the balcony. We're the Muppet guys. I don't know which one. Wasn't there one with like a bird beak, and there was another one with something? I can't remember.
No, they had regular faces.
Oh, that's right. The bird beak one was different. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
That was the legal eagle guy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I think that's who you're thinking of.
I got you.
We're not that one.
Well, listen, speaking of legal eagles, we got to talk about some courts and stuff. You ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
All right. First up, France to ban unsolicited telemarketing calls from August 11th. Can I just move to France now?
Yes. Can we do this? Can we do France everywhere?
Yeah. It's not often that we say that, but but can we? That'd be great.
I agree. Can we let France do the rules for telecom everywhere?
Dude, I tell you what, man, it is so bad.
This is fantastic.
So can't even use your phone anymore.
I know.
Crazy.
It's awful. I don't like it, and it's very, very annoying. Now, the other ruling from France, we talked about, but apparently it's getting blocked, unfortunately.
Yeah.
France's top court blocks social media ban for under 15s, and it's under the kind of ruling of blocking self-expression, which...
Yeah.
Fair. I get it.
That's fair.
It's a balance between the two.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think I said before when we talked about this originally, when they passed it, I was a big fan. I applaud that move because
it's a good move. Yeah,
we have seen research on top of research that shows mental health issues with kids that are younger. And honestly, like 15 might not be the right cutoff. It might be like 25,
like 35,
maybe even 30,
maybe 45,
maybe 35.
Yeah, 55 would be fine.
Maybe 60 is the right cutoff.
Right.
And then there's a different cutoff when you're older. So maybe you get like about 5 minutes in the middle that you get to be on social media, and then you don't on either side. Yeah.
Speaking of what's at its 5 minutes, pervert glasses, quote unquote, backlash against Meta's smart glasses grows. So apparently there are more and more people that are sort of setting their smart glasses like on the counter and like covertly filming people. And that's super creepy, and nobody likes that. And those people are creeps. So, So I think the backlash really should be against the creeps, not against the glasses, but the glasses are sort of like the de facto what people are against. So
it's the enabler of the creeps at that point, right? And it's funny because I was on a call recently and there was a discussion about this too. And I made the point, I was like, yeah, this happened before with Google Glass.
It did,
and somebody made the comment that, those people were then labeled glass holes.
Yeah.
And I think you're going down the same path. But it's not nice.
I think Google Glass was more about, they weren't aesthetically pleasing, and it was kind of like an obvious flex sort of thing. I think that was like the idea
because they were thousands of dollars, weren't they?
Yeah. So I think that was more of like it's gauche, right? Like that kind of thing. I think this is a little
Look
different.
at you pulling out the SAT word.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure I used that word correctly, but I'm not. I said it, and then I just kept rolling, hoping that I used it in the correct context. Actually, I do that sometimes. Like I'll just pull out a word randomly, and I'm like, I'm 80% sure that's the right use of that word, and I'm just gonna roll with it. And like, it's kind of like if you say something with enough gusto and enough like authority, people just buy it,
Yep.
So
I used to do this in college at Georgia Tech, and I remember a physics class in particular, and we were in lab, and I told my lab partner something, and then she just kind of looked at me. It's like, do you actually know that, or are you just saying that? I'm like, Well, what do you think? I said it with enough authority that it makes you believe that it's
That's
true.
what I'm saying, man. That's right.
So-
You put enough behind it. People
I was
people
right,
buy
though,
it.
by the way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Somebody else that's right in maybe doing this, well, I guess we'll see. FlightAware sues Kashi over flight cancellation prediction markets. I'm sure they're afraid of the same kinds of things happening, like what has happened with the weather thing that we talked about at the airport and all kinds of things like that. Like those are just things that you don't want to have happen and give people the ability to, mess with things like flights just to make money. And all the stories that we've talked about with like Polymarket and Kashi, I think it's obvious that people will do these kinds of things, like the teleprompter person that was betting on stuff and all these other random folks. Like people will do dumb things. So
Yeah, I mean, it really opens the door to a lot of garbage, is what it does. And a lot of manipulation, I think, is the word.
Market
for it.
manipulation.
So,
That's what
market
it is. Yeah.
manipulation,
Yeah, that's illegal in the stock market, and
Yeah.
it should also be illegal in these kinds of places too. And yeah. there you
Speaking
go.
of manipulation, water system controllers don't belong on the internet, says ex-NSA chief after suspected Iran attacks.
And also Sanjay years ago.
Sanjay and me, what in the world? Are you freaking kidding me? We have and I think it said in the article 12 water systems have been hacked.
I think we had one here in Metro Atlanta that was hacked.
When the first one was hacked, did somebody not put two and two together? Wait, this could be a problem. Having major infrastructure that is required for people to survive, connected to the internet and available for hackers, this could be a bad. Nobody thought of that. Nobody. Really. No?
We should probably go back, but there was an episode years ago when this happened in Florida, I believe was the place.
Yeah.
And both of us said then, this is dumb. Don't put it on the internet. You don't need there was a time, I know it's hard to believe, especially for the youngsters listening to this podcast, which I don't know if there's any youngsters listening to this podcast, that there was a time before the internet. And before that time, these systems still worked. Water systems still function. It's not like people all went to the well before the internet. And once the internet happened, we were like, oh, we have water systems. No, we've had water systems before, and you didn't have the internet to run them. And yes, it's more convenient. Yes, it's easier, but just because it's easier and more convenient doesn't mean it's better.
I have a safety protocol for water systems. Okay. And this is a protocol that I call Joe, and it's going to cost, I don't know, let's say about $250,000 a year. And you're just going to hire, 3 people named Joe, and they're going to be there alternating shifts at all times, running the water treatment plant. And if you need numbers, you need dashboards, you need anything you need, you just call up Joe. Joe's there. They answer the phone and they give you the information you need. Like that, I just solved your problem right there. That's boom.
And to go one better, the way you call Joe is by putting in something that's very old tech. It's called a landline.
That's correct.
And it's attached there.
Yes.
On the desk.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't move.
Yep. It's got a cord and everything.
It'll ring and Joe will pick up the phone.
Yeah.
And talk to you.
Just answers the phone. You need a what number? Oh, I got you. Okay, it's this. Okay, go.
And amazingly, you don't have to charge that phone.
Don't charge it.
It's always just ready to go. So you don't have to worry about Joe. Did he forget his cell phone at home?
Yeah,
Did he charge it last night? None of that. It just works. It's amazing.
It just works.
It just works. Something that doesn't work, if you are on Namecheap, is your website down. Outage hits hosting provider Namecheap. Also, why are you still on Namecheap? Maybe you shouldn't be on Namecheap.
I mean, it's not bad. I don't think I have anything on Namecheap. I've got most.
I used to be on Namecheap.
I've got a lot on Cloudflare now. I buy all my new ones on Cloudflare, obviously.
I have moved everything onto Cloudflare.
Well, I haven't taken the time to bother the migration for everything to Cloud. It's just a pain.
It's kind of annoying, but it's a one-time deal. And when you realize, the long-term payoff is Cloudflare doesn't charge any additional for the registration of domain names.
That's true.
So you're not paying any profit to them.
Yeah.
So it's just cost. So you're saving money from anybody that you go from to them.
That's true.
And I don't know, they have a lot more infrastructure.
Yeah, I like Cloudflare a lot.
Feel like it's a lot safer.
Big fan.
I mean, they've done some things that, okay, it's on the line. I'm not a big fan of, but I also understand the reasoning.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Overall, I think it's a good organization. So that's maybe why your website was down if you were on Namecheap.
All right, speaking of good organizations, NASA figured out how to keep its 48-year-old Voyager 2 probe running for yet another year. I think they're going to like lower the heaters and disable some of the non-scientific systems.
There's no non-scientific systems left at this point.
Disable something. And keep it running another year. Which is, I kind of wonder what are they hoping? Are they able to like give us one more year and we'll get first contact? Like, is that that's the secret? That's the call she market inside of NASA, right? It's like 1 more year for first contact. We got this. It's gonna be okay, right? That's why.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's just more measurements, right?
Okay,
like they've turned down some things. I think they're down to like 2 or 3 instruments left on each one, but the nuclear battery that's on there is definitely decaying. There's details in this article that I thought were pretty fascinating.
Right.
They talk about how many watts they lose every year and how they're running these kind of devices on like microwatts, not even milliwatts, but microwatts. And it's super, super fascinating. And then that you have to worry about the cold of space. And so they're having to make sure that the instruments have enough power to
Just
keep
barely.
warm so they don't freeze up, because if they freeze up, it's all done for. And then on top of it, the messages they send to this thing take a full day to get there, 24 hours, because it is so far away this point. That is nuts. And just a marvel of engineering, right? Because you've got really 2 spacecraft, Voyager 1, Voyager 2, that are that far out and still functioning.
Yeah, that's crazy,
right?
man.
And
48 years. 48 years.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just like you think about your phone and it dies after like 2 years, 3 years.
Listen, I wonder when they're gonna put a nuclear battery in my phone, man. That'd be great. I get like a couple weeks worth of stuff, you know. I'd also be growing a third ear.
I don't think you need that. Really.
Seems like a bad idea.
Yeah. Next up, is that me? Is it me?
Yeah, it's you. Yeah.
Space mirrors could ruin astronomy and your eyes. So this is the thing that we talked about.
Yeah.
The big like reflective mirror so they can point the sun at random places.
Yeah, daylight during the night.
Yeah. So the worry is, and there's no warning system for this, that they're going to turn this on, is that if you're like an amateur astronomer using a telescope looking at the sky, you might just be blinded.
Yeah, I feel like that could totally destroy your retinas if that happened. Yeah, like randomly. Wow.
I didn't really thought about that.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if there's like any kind of like pre-warning, you know, like they could do. I don't know how they would do it, but I don't know.
I don't know how you pre-warn on
like full sunlight. You can't. I mean, you can't have not full sunlight. It's kind of like all or nothing with a reflection like that, you know. So
unless they've got some kind of dimmable mirrors, right?
Yeah,
like there is some discussion that they've got something to be able to turn them off, but
well, I mean, the other thing in the article is it's more and more space junk, right? And so ultimately it can ruin astronomy, which I mean, I kind of wonder if that's the direction that we're going no matter what. Like, I don't know. I don't foresee there being any slowdown in satellites deployed into space. I mean, we're just going to continue to degrade our view of the universe.
Right.
I don't see. I mean, it's kind of like AI. Like nobody's going to slow down AI. Nobody's going to slow down satellite deployments either for the same reasons.
Yeah.
So I don't like it, but I don't know that there's anything we can do about it.
I mean, I think at some point though, there's a limit of how much stuff can be up there.
Well, that's true.
Things are just going to start crashing into each other, and it's going to be a disaster zone there.
Yeah.
And
but then again, I mean, but I think
we won't have any satellites.
I think they would have said the same thing about commercial air flights, right? I mean, they'd be like, oh, at some point, all the flights are going to crash into each other. And like, I mean, there's a lot more than we ever would have imagined going during the day, every day now, right? So, I mean, it makes me wonder, like, maybe that number's much higher than we think it is.
That's true, but I think the problem in outer space is that you have this space junk that just keeps floating around.
That's true, too.
Whereas with planes, you don't, and that stuff is traveling at thousands of miles an hour.
Yeah, it can't just like divert its course and divert back, right? You know, like
I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
There's a whole like monitoring station that monitors this space junk, but only up to a certain size.
Yeah.
And so the things that are smaller, like there's stories about how these like micro flecks of paint have pitted the glass on the space shuttle because of how we're talking about flecks of paint,
crazy,
right?
Man.
I mean, that's crazy.
That's crazy. All right, let's see. Am I next? All right, next up. Solar panels. Plug-in solar panels are starting to sprout in U.S. backyards. Apparently, they're only allowed in certain states, and it's a solar panel you can like pop up in your backyard or on your deck or something, and plug it into your outlet, and it basically feeds back into the power system and helps save you money over time. Right?
It's kind of awesome. So I stumbled on this article because I actually found. I don't know if I read this article first or I found the company first, but there's a nonprofit out there that if you buy a membership and the membership is like, I don't know, $29 a year or something like that, you can get the panel at cost. And so it's like one panel is a couple $100, and you got an apartment, you just set it outside, you plug it in. Now, I've heard that it's not legal in Georgia. It's not legal in a bunch of other states because of interconnect rules and stuff.
Right.
It's just legal hurdles because, and I think that nonprofits thing is not actually UL certified yet. So you should probably wait till it's UL certified. But this is kind of amazing because now you don't need all the inverters, all of that stuff is just built in, and you just plug it in.
Plug it in.
And,
man, that's the dream.
Supplies some energy and it goes throughout your house. And
I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. I mean, like it feels like that sort of thing should be even putting them on your house should be. I mean, there should almost be like a DIY for like putting them on your house. Like it just feels like in this day and age with technology where it is, that should not be a like $10,000 professional big install unless you got a crazy pitched roof, which I do. But anyway, I was literally thinking about that the other day, so I'm glad you came up with that.
I mean, I think you can do DIY installs, but honestly, how many people want to go climb up on the roof and deal with all that stuff?
Especially not today. You know what I'm saying? 95 degrees. So not a good day to
do like
roofer.
penetrations into your roof and then has roof leaks, and then there's nobody to blame.
I love roof leaks. They're the best. Yeah.
So if you're not interested in that, what you could do is buy a fancy car that's solar. The Aptera Solar EV. So this company has been around, based on what I've read, about 20 years working on this technology.
I've seen pictures of this car a bunch of times.
They have now gotten to the point where they are starting to scale up and they are taking reservations. They're, scaling up initially is going to be only building like 50 or something versions of this first car. But basically this car has solar panels all over it. If you leave it outside, it'll charge up, I don't know, depending on where you are, dozens of miles a day. And you could just ride around for free, basically, with this thing.
Yeah.
And
literally.
Apparently I went through their little order thing to reserve. I didn't actually reserve one, and to reserve it's only $100. But they have an option for a car that'll go 1,000 miles. How are you getting to 1,000 miles? Maybe it's just the way that it's designed. And
well, I mean, this thing is, it looks like the future. Like it
does.
Crazy futuristic. It's a 2-seater. Kind of looks like a teardrop. 2 wheels in the front, 1 wheel in the back. I mean, just hyper sleek. I mean, you've never seen anything like this on the road, man. It looks amazing.
Like for just tooling around town and stuff.
That'd be great.
I would take this. They would be awesome to have this. And the price point overall, I think was it this one that I was looking at was pretty inexpensive? I don't know.
I love this. Like they've got a calculator on their website.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many miles do you drive a day? How much sunlight do you get? What's the current gas price? And you can like dial it down, and it's like, all right, every year you'll save $3,000 by owning this vehicle. Like, what? That's crazy. I love that. Yeah. That's so good. All right. I guess I got to go find my show notes and figure out what the next article is here. Okay. No, I don't. We got to go to Weird and Wacky. Oh, of course. Well, here we go. We're intro to Weird and Wacky then. Sorry about that.
Time for the Weird and Wacky segment.
Abominable snowman.
He's not an axe murderer.
One of the TAs turned out to be a bot.
All right. We talked about this like 2 weeks ago, and Phoenix Flexen isn't even denying using AI to make rubbers. That's the name of the song, quote unquote, rubbers anymore. Apparently, but I think he was denying it. And now he said, like, no. I never said I didn't use AI. He said I didn't record with AI or something. Like it was like some like
Yeah.
Like, I didn't say, like, it's like, what's the definition of the word? Depends on what the definition of the word is sort of thing, right? To me. So,
Yeah.
a little throwback to the 90s for you folks out there. So yeah, I mean, okay, obviously used AI. Everybody knows he used it, but like way more people are using AI in their music and you just don't know it yet. It's coming. So anyway.
Yeah, it's we've talked about this for the last 2 weeks, actually, last week and the week before, I think. Yeah, maybe just the first. Maybe there's been others and we just haven't known it. And maybe it hasn't been as extensive as to this level. But AI is getting everywhere and even into your gym, apparently. AI agent hacks gym to get its owner a spot in a Pilates class. So a guy was trying to get into a Pilates class. I think it was a guy, a Pilates class, and they fill up right away. This particular class that they wanted to get into.
Right.
And so he set the agent up to say, like, hey, can you get me into this Pilates class? Thinking that basically it would just monitor, and the minute that there's an opening, it would get him in.
Well, he was on the wait list too, right? He was
on the wait list.
Yes, he's trying to get it to bump him up the wait list. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So instead, the AI agent discovered that there was a unknown vulnerability in the site that anybody could just go in and cancel people's reservations. And so then it was like, let me get you in by canceling people's reservations and moving them up the wait list and then bumping them into the class.
Yeah. Yikes.
Oops.
I mean, like, but this goes to the AI alignment issue, right? The AI was so aligned with making it, the person instructing it happy that it's going to go and do things that are unethical by most human standards in order to make the human happy. Whereas the human would go, no, don't do that. No, please don't do that. Hopefully would do that. And so like it's an alignment issue, right?
It depends on how badly you want to be in the Pilates class.
Well, that's true. It does. Yeah. I mean, somebody probably would have done that, but
But the other side of this is coming. And if you have or run services on the internet, I don't know, like water systems, you should probably protect them and make sure either they're not on the internet or they are safe from the internet, because it's coming. It's all coming.
All right. This one was amazing. Person hides prompt injection in legal filing, telling AI to side with them. So what he did was, I'm assuming a he, because I feel like women are way too smart to do something like this. I'm just saying.
To waste their time on dumb things like this.
I just, anytime it's something completely dumb, I just assume it's a dude. I mean, I don't know, whatever. So anyway, so he does this legal draft, and in white tiny font at the bottom, he pastes in like all of these instructions to an AI. And so that if the opposition uses AI in their preparation or whatever else, the AI will then follow his instructions and side with him and help him with his case. Of course, he apparently was smart enough to do this, but not smart enough to do it in a way that wasn't noticeable. And so they noticed like, oh, there's weird big white gaps in this document that there shouldn't be. Let me try to figure out what's going on. And then they, of course, highlighted them and see the text, which you can. And he gets found out, and the judge, basically said, oh, you can't e-file anymore. You're ridiculous. So, brilliant move.
He threw in some jokes in there too, square SpongeBob SquarePants jokes and things like that. But so he said he was just doing it as a test of the system. The court doesn't use AI, by the way, they said, which is also the reason why I'm sure that they found this, because visually you could just see all of this stuff. So,
well, I mean, but like, even if you do use AI, right? Like if you loaded that kind of a document into an AI tool and it's like, hey, what concerns do you have about this document? It's immediately going to be like, there's all kinds of weird crap in here. Look at this and this and this. Did you see the SpongeBob? Like, AI is smart enough to know that you're trying to pull that crap. So like, even if they had used AI for it, I don't think it would have worked.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, a Hoover Dam article. I don't think we've ever had a Hoover Dam article.
No,
people are finding out firsthand why you quote unquote can't pour water down the Hoover Dam. People are dumb, by the way. Like, you just watch this thing. It's like,
I mean, it's kind of cool.
It's just wind, obviously. The wind blows hard on the Hoover Dam, and that's why you can't.
It's like there's this one spot in the world that has a reverse waterfall where the wind is like, there's a waterfall and the wind is so much like it's going up, which is kind of crazy. I mean, not all the time, but some of the time.
Right.
Which is really neat. But yeah, I mean, that, people are goofballs and they want to see the, I mean, it's all for the clicks, man. It's all for the likes. I mean,
Exactly, but
let's be real. So,
it's wind. Like
I like wind.
wind. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What I don't like, Buc-ee's dodges John Oliver to sue another small business.
He did another story on Buc-ee's this last week, by the way.
Did he really?
On last
I
week,
missed that.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really good.
So I mean, this is Beaver Creek, Ohio. But this is the one we talked about before, where they're suing Beaver Creek. Now they claim, I will say, I did read some articles on this, and they claimed that Beaver Creek, Ohio, after Buc-ee's moved in, then filed for a trademark that could potentially infringe on Buc-ee's trademark, and so then they did it proactively after Buc-ee's was moving into the area. So if that's true, that does make Buc-ee's less of a menace and less of the bad guy, except for the fact that I think they've done this lots of times before. And so like that,
There's like, I mean, the town is called Beaver Creek, and there's like tons of beaver stuff, whatever
tons.
there.
What are you gonna do?
And apparently the one like convenience store they're suing, all the other businesses there kind of banded together. John Oliver showed this and made images of beavers supporting like as their mascots for each individual store. And John Oliver kind of mentions like, I don't know that I like how they did all of this so quickly, because obviously it was using AI. But he mentioned, he was like, this is kind of like a I am Spartacus moment. Where all of them are doing the same thing.
That's good. I like it.
I think Buc-ee's may have just poked the wrong bear.
I mean, I've seen a ton of backlash online for them. I mean, just in general, I think they for sure have poked the wrong bear, and it's just
the
not
wrong
a good
beaver.
look. Yeah, that's it. They poked the wrong beaver. It's not a good look. You don't want to do that.
Tech wreck, time to get your tech wreck.
Tech wreck. Chicky.
Tech wreck. Time to get your tech wreck.
All right, Sanjay, tech wreck time. What do you have for us this week?
Okay, so listeners of this podcast know we have made references to and jokes about Seinfeld in the past.
Yes, we have.
We are both fans. So this week, my tech rec is a website that's going to waste a lot of your time. It's called the Seinfeld Chronicles. And it's going to waste a lot of your time because the guy that made this wasted a lot of his time.
Okay, I like it.
He did a massive analysis of the show. And this site is a massive data analysis of who's on screen during what things and how many laughs they get and what causes what and all of these kinds of things.
Okay.
And I got to say, it's kind of amazing. Like you see the relationships between characters, there's episode catalogs, you see like love interest and how they're related to things and the secondary characters.
That's crazy.
And just, it is nuts. And I got to say, like the data visualization that this individual has done, who he is a data visualization person.
Of course, yeah.
So that's kind of his job anyways.
Yeah.
It's really, really impressive. The site is really, really well done. And even if you're not a Seinfeld fan, I would recommend just taking a look at the site and understanding and seeing how the data analysis is done and how it's represented and shown.
Nice.
Because I think it gives you really good ideas of like, man, this is really good design for stuff
cool.
that is very complex, even though the subject is really quite funny. So I will admit, I probably wasted about 15, 20 minutes just scrolling through the site, looking at stuff. And I can't remember any of the interesting data that I saw there, but it was all just super fascinating.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
What about you, Adam? What do you got for us this week?
All right, so I'm going to recommend a tech rec use case rather than a specific thing. So this morning, I was like, I need to get some groceries from Sprouts, and Sprouts is not super close by, but they've got, like Whole Foodie stuff, but like a little less expensive than Whole Foods. And I don't know the store, so I don't want to shop there. So I was like, I can just use Claude. And so I created an account on Sprouts.com in Chrome, and I was like, Claude, I need some meals, I need some snacks. Here's a couple of specific items that I know I need. Here are my dietary preferences. Go figure it out and add items to my cart, and then I'll delete off what I want. And it asked me a bunch of questions. It's like, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Like, gave me a bunch of ideas. And then it was like, okay, now I'm looking for this, but I know you can't have this, this, and this. So I'm looking for this brand and this thing. And I think this one's going to work. And goes through the whole rigmarole. And then at the end of it, I've got a cart that's full of everything I need. And then I just submit it. And then I drove out this morning, had a real nice drive, and sat in the parking lot, picked it up, and drove right home. And it saves me like 30 to 45 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
I pay the exact same amount. Claude does all of the heavy lifting in terms of like swapping out and dietary, all that other garbage that I don't want to deal with, and like stand there for 15 minutes at the yogurt aisle, like, now which one can I get here? You're like, nope, it's already done for me. I mean, it's kind of great. So so that's what I did this morning. It was fantastic.
I gotta say, I have been loving Claude in the browser in Chrome.
Mhm.
It's one of the reasons I've been using Chrome again, because I'm getting Claude to do stuff.
Yep.
I have told it to do all kinds of things, like scraping stuff for me or analyzing stuff.
Oh,
and,
interesting. I've
like,
not done it much in the browser itself. I haven't used the browser from the desktop app, but I haven't done it in browser. That's really interesting. I might have to do some
Well, I
more
thought
of
that's
that.
what you were saying. You were doing it in Chrome.
No, I just did it in Cowork, where I'm like, hey, use the Chrome browser, go do all that. So it's just in Cowork, but it's using my Chrome browser, and then I just take over when it's done. But I haven't used it in browser, like myself in browser, like in the sidebar, hardly at all. So I need to do that too. That's interesting.
So a tip for our listeners, we recently got rid of our bookkeeper for our company, for Edgewise. And I was like, I think we can do this ourselves. And Claude has a built-in integration into QuickBooks and into our bank. Mercury Bank is who we use. But if you do it on the desktop app, it won't actually make any changes. It can only read.
Right.
So I went to Claude in Chrome for QuickBooks. So I had Claude Desktop do all of the analysis, figure out all the stuff, build a prompt for Claude in Chrome.
Nice.
And so I just copy and pasted that prompt into Claude in Chrome. It did all the books. Then it gave me back the response. I copied that response back into Claude Desktop and said, this is what Claude said in... Like, what do you think? Are we good? And it was like, well, almost, but we need to do a few more things. Here's a new prompt for you to pay. I just went back and forth, copy and pasting, and it was fantastic. So
amazing.
I'm with you, but I hadn't thought about groceries as a thing.
They're so good, man.
I have to start thinking about that.
Need to do it. All right, Sanjay, how can our listeners find and connect with you?
They can find me at sanjayparikh.com. What about you, Adam?
They can find me at adamjwalker.com, where I still haven't updated, but that's okay, because I will someday.
You'll get Claude in Chrome to update it for you now.
Yeah, maybe. No, probably not. Honestly, no. If I'm not passionate enough to write it myself, it ain't happening. So
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's gonna happen though one day. I'll get to it. It's gonna happen. It'll be fine. Dun, dun, dun.